Your name was the first thing I ever whispered without sound, a syllable born not from my lips, but from the softest corner of my soul. I did not need to speak it aloud, my pulse already knew. You appeared not in grand entrances, but in stolen seconds. The moment your eyes met mine, something ancient stirred, as if every lifetime had been a slow prelude to this one, to now, to us. I didn't fall in love, I remembered it, and the memory was alive, aching to be lived again. You were sunlight, not in how you shone, but in how you made the dark irrelevant. There was no preparation for this kind of knowing, no map to the territory where your smile became my horizon. I wasn't looking for anything when you arrived, yet you brought everything, and I, so carefully guarded, so meticulously composed, unraveled like mist touched by morning. If love is an echo, then yours is the one that traced its fingertips across my bones before I even knew I was listening. You touched me long before your hands ever did. In the space between thoughts where logic loosens its grip, you waited, soft, deliberate, inevitable. I find you in quiet things now, the way light falls on a window pane, the hush before a storm, the press of breath against my collarbone. I never knew how much silence could ache with the sound of you. You've become a rhythm, a recurring ache disguised as peace. And when you finally held me, it felt like a vow. No altar, no audience, just the sacred press of skin, learning the language of belonging. I've never been one to believe in fate, but how else do I explain the way your laughter fits into my chest like it was carved there? How else can I understand the way my name finds more meaning in your voice? Every kiss is a story written in heat and hush, and every story ends the same way, with me reaching for you like a prayer, too urgent for words. There are moments too many now when I forget where I end and you begin, as if the seams that once held me apart from the world have softened, blurred by the weight of your affection. I used to be whole in solitude. I wore my aloneness like armor, convinced it was enough. But now I carry your fingerprints in my laughter, your breath hidden in my pauses. You didn't complete me, you complicated me in the most beautiful way. Suddenly, I'm not sure who I am without the scent of your skin as a compass, or the gravity of your gaze pulling me back when I drift too far into my thoughts. You've mapped yourself into me, line by line, like poetry etched under the surface. Every time you say my name, it feels less like identification and more like invitation. And I go willingly, barefoot across the wild terrain of your heart, forgetting every fear that once rooted me to the ground. You see me in ways I never dared to be seen, in the tremble I try to hide, in the strength I pretend to own. You reach into the places I've long buried, not to fix me, but to sit with me there, gentle and unhurried. Love with you is not fireworks, it's firelight, steady, warm, a soft persistence that outlasts every storm. You don't rescue me, you remind me that I was never lost, and still, somehow, I am found. Each time your lips find the edge of my shoulder, or your fingers trace a lullaby across my back, you make stillness feel like movement, and in this sacred stillness, I become more than I believed I could be. With you, the ordinary feels sacred. Even the sound of our breaths entwining becomes a hymn. We don't need symphonies or stars. Your hand in mine is an entire universe, a pulse, a promise, a place I return to even when I haven't left. Because you, my love, are the destination I never knew I was aching for. There are nights when I lie awake, watching you sleep, memorizing the geometry of your face as if it might disappear at dawn. But you don't fade, you stay. Real, steady, undeniable. You are not a dream, though sometimes it feels like you should be. So perfect in your imperfections, so tender in your unspoken truths. You are 1,000 small moments woven into one sacred existence, and every time I breathe, I do so in the hope of deserving you. Your love humbles me, not with grandeur, but with grace, the way your touch calms the chaos in me, the way your smile rebuilds what the world has tried to break. I wear your love like armor, invisible but impenetrable. And when I whisper your name against your chest, I know it will echo into forever. We are not made of promises, we are made of presence, of holding on, of showing up. And in every moment, in every soft collision of our souls, I choose you again. I've loved before, but never like this, never with my entire self trembling under the weight of such gentle gravity. You pull me in without force, without need. You simply exist, and I orbit you because I want to. You are the calm in my storm, and the thunder in my stillness. With you, even silence feels loud, loud with comfort, loud with truth. I've tried to put this love into words, but they always fall short, because how do I explain the way my heart races at the sound of your keys in the door? Or the way your laughter softens the edge of my worst days? You are not just a person. You are my place, my anchor, my atmosphere. I once believed love was a fire meant to consume, but now I know it's a flame meant to warm, and in your arms I've found the safest blaze, a fire traced not with heat, but with reverence, a fire that remembers my name long after the world forgets. Your touch is different. It doesn't just linger on skin, it seeps beneath it, like ink through paper, permanent and intentional. I still feel the echoes of your fingers long after you've gone, not because I miss you, but because you never truly leave. You're written into me, sentence after sentence, in a script that only we understand. Every time you say I love you, it's not repetition, it's revelation. A new layer peeled back, a new depth discovered. I trace you in memory now, even when you're right beside me, not because I fear losing you, but because your presence feels like a miracle I never tire of witnessing. In the hush between heartbeats, I hear your soul speaking to mine, saying stay, saying breathe, saying yes. And I do. I stay, I breathe, I say yes to all of you, the beautiful, the flawed, the forever. I no longer fear the scars of loving deeply, because if they come, let them be your name, traced softly, permanently, on my skin. Even the spaces between us carry your shape. When we're apart, the air still remembers you. My pillow smells like your laughter. The mirror reflects your memory. Time slows when you're not near, but never painfully, just patiently, as if even the universe pauses, waiting for your return. I once feared distance, feared the quiet hours without you, but now I see, love does not weaken in absence. It deepens, it folds into the marrow of me, takes root, grows silent strength, and when you walk through the door again, it's not reunion, it's resumption. As though we were never apart, only two halves of a breath reunited. I want to grow old loving you this way, deliberately, fiercely, without apology. I want every wrinkle to be proof that I lived in the warmth of your gaze. I want time to measure us, not in years, but in moments held, in words whispered, in every time your thumb brushed across my cheek like a promise. I want forever, not as a fairy tale, but as a practice. There are stories written in starlight, and stories written in scars. Ours is both. We have loved through joy and through ache, through laughter and silence, through longing and arrival. And still, here we are, unfolding, becoming, staying. I do not worship you, I witness you, and in doing so, I discover myself. Every time you break and rebuild, I stand beside you, brush the dust from your shoulders, and whisper, again. Love is not always ease, sometimes it's choosing, and I choose you, in every version. You have taught me that softness is strength, that vulnerability is courage, that letting someone in is not a weakness, but a vow. I used to hide parts of myself, now I hand them to you, knowing you will cradle them, not crush them. You've never asked me to be perfect, only real, and in your love, I have found not perfection, but peace, the kind that settles in your bones and stays, the kind that feels traced, not just on skin, but on soul. Sometimes I wonder how the world ever turned before you, how I ever carried mornings without your warmth beside me. I lived, yes, but now I feel. You awakened something in me, something ancient, wild, tender. It's not just love, it's knowing. Knowing that somewhere between the seconds and the sighs, we were written into each other's futures long before we met. There is a rhythm to us, an invisible thread pulling me toward you, even when I close my eyes. I have kissed you 1,000 times in dreams before our first touch, and now each kiss feels like a memory being honored. I do not claim you, I meet you, again and again with awe. You are not mine, and I am not yours, but we belong to this moment, to this dance, to this love that lives without need for ownership. You are a poem I never tire of reading, and I am the page that was waiting, always for your ink.